Good morning, friends. It's Mary from Harmony's Ice Closet, and I'm joining you on a dreary Sunday morning to make a quick leotard. We have less than a week until one of the biggest competitions of the year that we do. I think we have over 20 girls going, and I did make a lot of those costumes, and I still have to make one more for one of the girls as well as my own daughter's, Harmony's. Typically hers gets left until last because I know I can rhinestone hers up until the very last second, but I definitely don't like to leave the other girls' costumes because I know it's hard. Like, the coaches want to see them in their costumes and the girls are anxious and they just want to make sure they have everything ready. So what I'm doing this morning is we're leaving for the rink in about an hour, not even, and I have a leotard that I have to get done. It's for one of my girls who's doing a showcase, and we altered her Rapunzel dress. If you watched my shorts, you probably saw me stoning it at the rink on Friday night, but it's just like a regular dress that we hemmed and then rhinestoned for her. And I was originally going to make shorts for her to go underneath, but when she spins, I don't want her belly to show or anything like that either. So I talked to mom, and mom said, you know, leotard's fine, she's comfortable with that. So I'm going to buzz through and get this done like as quick as possible. So hang out with me. Let's get this plain purple leotard done and get off to the rink.
And as you guys can probably guess, I'm using the Jaylee Tessa pattern again. It is by far my favorite pattern and is being held together by little pieces of Scotch tape in all the folds at this point. If you've never watched any of my other videos before, I just want to point out I do have two separate rotary cutters. One is specifically for paper and one is specifically for fabric, and it is a well-known rule: do not use my fabric rotary cutter on paper or I will lose my mind.
Okay, friends, I'm about to show you my fabric closet, and it's really disorganized right now, so no judgment, okay?
Okay, don't mind the pool noodle. There's all my purples. This one might be decent. Got a matte one and a shiny one here. Let's see which of these three would look best with it.
Okay, so this here is the fabric that came off of the dress originally, and these are the other fabrics that I have. No, those don't really match. I mean, they're all kind of off from what it was. Maybe this is the closest, so maybe I'll use this shiny one here.
As I was putting out this fabric, I started to have a really hard time telling which side was the shiny side and which side was like the wrong side, because both sides of the fabric were really shiny. So I just kind of picked the side that I thought looked better. And then here you'll see that I'm putting like the bodice and the brief part together so that I can make two large cuts of fabric instead of having the brief front, brief back, and the bodice front and the bodice back. I felt like for the purpose of this dress, she really just needed a simple leotard so that she could have it underneath for modesty purposes. So I really think that this was a decent way to go about making the leotard, and it was certainly more time efficient too. Okay, and now we're finally at the sewing part. So I sew them together at the straps first, and then I'm going to go all the way down the sides of the leotard. Now, I do use that straight stitch first to sew the fabrics together, and then I also do the zigzag stitch along the edges so that the fabric won't fray. The fabric that I use is so super soft and it's stretchy. The spandex doesn't really fray very much, so I don't always finish off edges. You'll see on other dresses like the sleeves and things like that, they won't fray. So it's a high quality fabric and just the type that it is. But I like to do the zigzag anyway. It gives it more of that professional finish. So for this leotard, we did need a lot of elastic. We needed elastic for the armbands, for the neck, and for the leg bands as well. For the neck band, I'll tell you about it later too, but I accidentally goofed that one. The elastic was a little long and I didn't stretch the fabric enough, so it was a little imperfect, but no big deal because it's just going to be covered by the dress anyway. And here we are putting the elastic into it. This is when it starts to really feel like an actual garment to me. I always say when I make my figure skating dresses that putting the elastic in the leg bands is my favorite part to do, just because it resembles an actual piece of clothing at this point. Here's a quick clip of the dress that is actually going to be going under as well.
So as you can see, I did get the leotard done. I goofed up one part. I didn't stretch my elastic far enough, so it's a little bunched on one of the shoulders. I'll leave it up to mom if she wants me to make a new one or if she just wants me to refund her a few dollars. I know that we only have a few days until competition, so if she wants me to make a new one, that's totally fine. That was my bad. It's the first time that I ever made just a leotard. I've always just made dresses, but this was just one piece with no skirt or anything. And as you know from my voice recordings, I decided to put together the top and the bottom into one piece each, which was also new for me. So there was a lot of altering that happened in there. And as these girls know, it's usually an experiment for me. So I'm very, good about refunding or giving money back or whatever if I goof something up or if they're okay with it. That's, it's up to them. I always say I'm by no means perfect. I have not been doing this forever. So I'm just happy that I got it done, and it's going to be going under another dress anyway. So no one's going to see the imperfection. So in my eyes, not a big deal. And I will include a clip of Harmony skating because I know that you guys enjoy seeing her.
I still can't believe how far she's come in just the 2.5 years that she's been skating, guys.
And we're back. Hope you enjoyed that little clip of Harmony skating. I did have my girl try on her leotard and it did fit her, so that was good. They totally didn't mind the little imperfection. So I'm glad that I was able to do that. It only took me about an hour. In reality, I'd like to practice that leotard again in the future. Maybe, you know, make sure I can get that elastic done correctly the next time. But definitely something that I would continue to do. I'd like to try and make some leotards for some of my gymnastics girls, or maybe for Harmony to wear underneath her tights or something for when she's skating. So I'm gonna keep trying. Overall, I think that it came out pretty well. So thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll talk to you guys really soon.